Hello, welcome to Snap Take. My name's Aaron. Today, we're going to be looking at Raven Cass over on YouTube and Twitch's Snap Nerf Predictions and Wishlist. In yesterday's video, we took a look at some potential changes to both Thanos and Shuri decks. Well, as of release, today we found out that that new patch is going to come out next week. Raven, fantastic streamer, fantastic YouTuber, released their predictions. Let's take a look. The nerfs that are suggested are Red Skull from 15 to 13 power. I like that, but I don't love it. It makes Red Skull only playable with Shuri. Given that Sauron is one of the cards that's going down a level, and that'll be tomorrow's Snap Take, taking a look at those cards, but given that Sauron is going down a level, taking away one of the main ways to use it or weakening it that much might not be as good. Quinjet, a suggestion that everyone has made, I've seen this all over the place lately, is that it becomes like Sarah, a minimum of one. I think that's punishing Quinjet for Thanos' sins. I'd rather Thanos' stones not be able to reduce, but Quinjet keep doing what it's doing. He also suggests possibly nerf to Space and Soulstone, where they both remove the card draw. I'm okay with that for Soulstone. Soulstone being a 1/5 is one of the stronger ones in the game, or potentially a 1/5 is one of the stronger ones in the game. Space Stone, I think I really prefer that change that makes it look like Cloak, where it can move things to it. Um, I really like that the stones draw. I don't love changing this because I think a big part of how that giant deck is playable is that. Another suggestion is perhaps Cosmo going from a 3/3 to a 3/2. I love this. Cosmo is one of the stronger cards in the game. I think it could really use a slight downgrade. There are two predictions next. The first is that Arrow will stay the same. Yes, absolutely keep Arrow. There needs to be a punish for only playing 2 or 3 cards, 4 or 5 cards in a game, and I think Arrow does an amazing job at that. There's also the prediction that Leech will stay the same. That wouldn't shock me. I've seen it all over the place. But I think Leech is broken in Thanos right now. I think Leech was broken in Leader. I think the instant that these changes happen, Leech will be broken in a straight up a lockjaw deck. And I'm not a fan of that. I think Leech, with these changes, with changes that are being proposed that leave it alone, it's a matter of time before the card just breaks again. This is the big one. This is another video we'll be doing later in the week. Buffs. Some cards may be buffs. Maybe need buffs. Baron Mordo being a 2/2. When your opponent next draws a card, change its cost to 6 as a when reveal, one time only. Instead of giving it the card, the next draw is a 6. That would be fantastic. I would immediately put Mordo into an absolute ton of decks. I also love this next change. Doctor Strange from a 3/3 to a 2/2. I think a 2/3 is fine, but being able to Strange and Cloak on the same turn sounds absolutely phenomenal. It's a really big buff for move, but it's not like move is dominating the meta, and they could really use the change. One more suggestion is Nick Fury from 5/7 to 5/8. I don't care. That's fine. Silver Surfer from a 3/2 to 3/3. I love that change. I think Surfer really could use a touch more power here. I'm also relatively curious that if Leech does get buffed, if Surfer isn't just one of the better decks again. So I might, if Leech is buffed, just take a wait and see approach to that. Miles, if a card moves this game at all, this costs 1. That makes it more similar to Stature. I think that consistency is good, and that Miles, being a former season pass card, could stand to see a little bit more play. I like it. I think as it is now, it's kind of a clunky card. The next change I don't really like. Gambit cannot target immune targets. I mean, one, that's going to be a pain in the butt to program, right? But beyond that, I just creating more potential NP experiences like the Gambit combo, because it's not fun to be on the receiving end of that, right? Creating more NP experiences isn't really a goal. Some latter ones get bots out of Infinite. So, we have a problem with bots in Infinite. That much is clear. However, people hate playing the players who were Infinite the season before. I'm not sure what the solution to that is. I'm going to put some more thought into it and come back to it. But just removing bots from Infinite, I don't think is it. And I don't think there are enough Infinite players for them to just play each other over and over. No back-to-back matches, absolutely. Other co-host of the Snap Judgments podcast, Roy Rogers, often, well, he counts to 10 between his matches just because he hates playing the same person back to back. He did it against a move player that he had a really good matchup against the other day, and I was like, what? Don't you want to play them again? But yeah, a lot of people really hate that. Rank having more MMR rate and an MMR reset each season. I love both of those. I think both of those do a really good job of making that bot problem less of a problem. If your rank resets, unless you're really climbing high each and every season, it shouldn't be a huge deal. Season reset drop from highest rank, not current. That one seems obvious. We 100% need to do that. And with a big old exclamation point, leaderboards. I think leaderboards are a really good idea. But I worry that leaderboards might incentivize kind of toxic gaming and like playing this game too much. One of the benefits of Snap is that it's such a fast game. But if you make those games longer, if you make those games feel like they take feel like you have to play longer to be on a leaderboard, then I think that's a negative. Extras. The first is a battle mode ladder with a pure MMR base. I want it. Give it to me. Give me a battle mode ladder. I love battle mode. It's a pain in the butt to play and find people to play with because it's just a way to test decks kind of right now or do whole tournaments. A ladder would be amazing, even if it's a smaller ladder. Say a ladder that only goes to 50 instead of 100, for example, than the current one. Most of the other stuff is just um, regular ways to like mess with the game. The other two big ones are the board should absolutely unlock if an opponent snaps after you've pressed end turn. It's completely obnoxious they don't. That can change plays, change strategies. It tells you what they have, right? And now it's just like a question of who can wait the longest to see if for that snap, and I don't really like it. I also like the idea of a visual timer for snap acceptance. Okay, that was our look at Ravencast's Nerf predictions and wish list. I absolutely love this list. I think that Raven is incredibly creative. And I mean, if you're here, you probably already check out their stuff. They're a great creator. Please like and sub, and I'll see you tomorrow for another Snap Take. And don't forget to check back later tonight for the Snap podcast with our big announcement. Thanks, and see you later or tomorrow.